Right, let's be real for a second. Call of Duty just doesn't feel the same anymore. You hop on, ready to chill, maybe drop a few kills, and suddenly, boom! You're in the middle of the sweatiest, most cracked out lobby of your life. Everyone's jump shotting or slide cancelling and playing like it's $1 million tournament, and you're just there trying to have a little bit of fun. But here's the crazy part, it's not just you feeling this. It's not just some random bad luck, it's by design. Activision has quietly built a system that ensures every match is a never-ending struggle, and whether you're a casual player or a seasoned vet, it's ruining the game for everyone. So in this video, we're breaking it all down, what's really going on behind the scenes and why every lobby feels like ranked mode, and most importantly, why Activision will never remove it. Trust us, once you see how deep this goes, you'll never look at COD the same way again. Right, so let's break things down in the simplest way possible. What even is skill-based matchmaking? You've probably heard people throwing the term around, maybe blaming it for sweaty lobbies, but what does it actually mean? Well, skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, is exactly what it sounds like. It's a system that matches you with players of a similar skill level. In theory, it's supposed to keep things fair, so newer or lower skilled players don't get stomped by veterans who've been playing for years. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, not exactly. You see, Call of Duty didn't always work like this. Back in the older days of COD, think Modern Warfare 2, 2009, or Black Ops 2, even the original Modern Warfare 3, matchmaking was mostly connection-based. That meant you get thrown into lobbies based on who had the best ping, not who had the same skill level as you. The result, every match was a wild mix of players. Some were cracked out of their minds, some were just there for fun, and others were, well, let's just say they were still trying to figure out which button shoots, and that's what made the game fun. But now every single match is handpicked to ensure you're up against people as good as you are, or even slightly better. This means that if you have one amazing game, you maybe drop a 30 bomb and feel like a god, the next match will punish you. You'll get thrown into a lobby full of sweats, where everyone's running around using meta weapons, and suddenly it's not fun anymore. And this happens every time. The way skill-based matchmaking works in COD is it constantly tracks your stats, your kill death ratio, your accuracy, even your movement, and then it adjusts your lobbies accordingly. You play well, the game says, oh, you must have loved that competition, here's a harder lobby. You do terrible, the game gives you a slight break, but never too much, because it doesn't want you to get bored either. Now, here's the wild part. Skill-based matchmaking isn't even officially acknowledged by Activision. They've only ever released one paper about it, but many players aren't even sure they believe them. But through countless tests and community data tracking and leaked patterns, we know exactly how it works. It's baked into the matchmaking system, running quietly in the background and dictating exactly what kind of experience you'll have every time you load into a match. And that's why Call of Duty just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's not about getting better or having fun, it's about the game controlling your experience, making sure you never win too much, you never lose too much, and you always stay just engaged enough to keep playing. And trust us, it gets way worse when you realise why they do this, and how it's all tied to keeping you spending money, but we'll get to that in a second. Right, so now that we know what skill-based matchmaking is, let's talk about how it completely changed Call of Duty, and not in a good way, because if you've been playing COD for a while, you know this isn't the same game we all grew up with. Let's rewind it a bit. Back in the classic days of COD, Modern Warfare 2, 2009, Black Ops 1 and 2, and even Ghosts, matchmaking was simple. The game didn't care how good you were, it just threw you into a lobby based on connection first and let the chaos unfold. You might load into a match and face a mix of absolute beginners, casual players and the occasional sweaty tryhard, and that unpredictability, that's what made COD fun. You could hop on after school and drop into a random lobby and either completely dominate, dropping a nuke or going on an insane kill streak, get absolutely wrecked by someone way better than you, or have a chilled casual match with mixed skilled players. But the key thing, every match felt different. Now, every single match feels like ranked mode. The moment skill-based matchmaking became the standard in COD, the entire experience changed. You're no longer being placed in lobbies randomly. Instead, the game is tracking every move you make, your kills, your deaths, your accuracy, and your score per minute, and then it's constantly adjusting your lobbies based on performance. So if you drop a high kill game, what happens? The next match will punish you. Suddenly, you're up against sweaty, drop shot and slide cancelling maniacs who treat every match like the Call of Duty League finals. You can literally feel the difference. The lobby goes from a mix of players to a full-on esports tournament, and this creates a cycle that kills the fun. If you play well, the game forces you into tougher lobbies. If you do poorly, it might ease up a little bit, but never too much. The game constantly keeps you in a state of struggle, so you never feel dominant for too long. This is why the old school casual COD experience is dead, because back in the day, COD let you have those moments where you felt unstoppable, where you could pop off, drop a nuke, or just have a chill game without having to sweat your ass off. That's gone now, and here's the craziest part. Skill-based matchmaking doesn't just ruin the game for good players, it actually makes COD worse for everyone. The casual players are still getting stomped because they're only playing against people as bad as them. No more lucky lobbies where they can relax and improve. The high skill players are constantly forced into hyper competitive lobbies where every single fight is a life or death struggle, and the mid tier players, they're the ones getting hit the hardest because every match feels like a fight for survival, and the result, nobody is having fun. And what's even more frustrating is skill based matchmaking isn't built for you, it's built for Activision's business model, because the way it's designed, it's not about fairness, it's about keeping you engaged, keeping you playing longer, and keeping you spending more money. Right, now here's the $1 million question. If everyone hates skill-based matchmaking so much, why won't Activision just remove it? I mean, think about it. Every year, COD players complain about it. Every new game launch, skill-based matchmaking is the #1 thing that people want gone. The pros, casuals, content creators, nobody likes it. And yet Activision refuses to acknowledge it, let alone remove it. Why? Because skill-based matchmaking isn't about making the game fair, it's about keeping you playing longer and spending more money in the shop. You see, game developers don't just make design choices randomly, they study player behaviour. They run tests, analyse data, and look at what keeps people engaged the longest. And what they found is this: if a player loses too much, they quit. If a player wins too much, they also quit. So what's the perfect solution? Keep players stuck in a constant cycle of struggle and hope. That's exactly what skill-based matchmaking does. It makes sure you never dominate for too long, because if you feel too good you might get bored and stop playing. You never lose for too long, because if you feel too bad you might rage quit and never come back. Every game feels like you're this close to getting better, but not quite. Think of it like a casino. The house doesn't want you to win big, but they also don't want you to lose everything right away. They want you to keep playing, keep chasing that next high, and keep believing you can win until you're in too deep to stop. And here's where it gets really sneaky. Let's talk about microtransactions. COD isn't just about the gameplay anymore, it's a business. There's battle passes, weapon bundles, operator skins, XP boosts. Everything is designed to keep you spending. And guess what? Skill-based matchmaking plays a huge role in that. Have you ever noticed how sometimes if you're playing like shit and you suddenly get an easier match, that's not by accident. That's COD adjusting your lobbies to make sure you get these little moments of success right around the time they want to sell you something. You have a few bad games, suddenly you get a lobby where you do well. Feeling frustrated? Oh look, there's a brand new skin, it's just dropped in the shop. Struggling to level up? Hey, how about an XP boost to help you with that? It's all calculated. In fact, Activision even patented a matchmaking system designed to influence spending. The patent describes a system where players who haven't bought skins are put into lobbies with others who have, so they can see the cool cosmetics in action and maybe feel left out and be tempted to buy them. And this is why Activision will never remove skill-based matchmaking. It's not about making the game better, it's not about fairness, it's about business. Skill-based matchmaking is a tool to keep you engaged, frustrated just enough to keep playing, and spending money to keep up. So the next time you're thrown into a sweatfest lobby, just remember you're not just playing COD, you're playing a system that's designed to keep you on the hook for as long as possible. So, now that we've broken it all down, why skill-based matchmaking exists and how it's ruining Call of Duty, and why Activision will never remove it, there's really only one question left. Where does this leave us as players? Because let's be honest, Call of Duty isn't dying anytime soon, no matter how much we complain, no matter how much we hate SBMM, the franchise still sells millions of copies every year. People will still buy battle passes, still grind for camos, and still come back for the next title, and Activision knows this, and that's exactly why they won't change. But that doesn't mean we just have to accept it. The more players speak out or the louder the community gets, the harder it becomes for them to ignore. Games live and die by the player base, and if enough people push back, they'll listen to the issue. It's happened before. Look at how Battlefield 2042 got forced to rework its entire game because players refused to let it slide. So if you love Call of Duty, if you want that classic casual fun experience back, the best thing you can do is keep the pressure on. Don't let Activision pretend this isn't an issue. Talk about it, make noise, and demand change. And hey, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Drop a like, leave a comment, and let us know your thoughts on skill-based matchmaking. Does it bother you? Do you think it's necessary? Let's get this conversation going. And if you want more deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button.